Well, hello everyone, and happy Friday the 13th. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. We have got a little bit of a series going on with this new Edgar Allan Poe deck. I am really enjoying it, and I wanted to share with you some insights about Edgar Allan Poe before your reading. Now, if you're like, I don't give a shit about Edgar Allan Poe, just fast forward to the intro part. I do have timestamps, but I found Edgar Allan Poe really interesting. I had not known much about him. I had no knowledge of him. Edgar Allan Poe's guidebook says, "Welcome to the mysterious and macabre world of Edgar Allan Poe, where all that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream." Now, Edgar was born in 1809. He was a master storyteller, and Poe can be associated with tarot, as through both the tarot and fiction, we learn more about who we are and what we can become. Tarot reveals our shadow sides, or the hidden realms within us, or the places we need to embrace and shine more light on, bringing up what's buried in our subconscious. So for Friday the 13th, I wanted to transmute the energies of what we normally would consider a scary, fearful, or darker holiday into an opportunity to address our fears hidden deep inside and release them, no longer keeping us bound or in this self-imposed prison. And we do that with our beliefs, our mindsets, with certain people, relationships, situations. And these things need light. They need clarification and allowing us to transmute these energies that keep us stuck, that keep us from growing, that keep us from raising our vibration. Now, Edgar Allan Poe saw a lot of death in his life. He lost his mother to tuberculosis. He lost his foster mother to tuberculosis, and eventually his wife Virginia. He also himself was born in 1809 and only lived to be 40 years old. And through the darkness and the grotesque of what he saw during his life and the challenges, the pain and the suffering that he went through, he learned for that darkness to be his muse, for him to create through the pain. You know, a lot of the best songs ever written were written by artists who were in a low, painful spot in their lives, and Edgar Allan Poe did that. He became creative within the dark energy. What I found interesting is that his mother actually died of TB in Richmond, Virginia. So as we look at Poe and his life, you know, he did not live to be very old. I mean, 40s was pretty old when you're in the times of tuberculosis, which they called Red Death, because basically you ended up coughing up blood and choking to death, which is horrible. But before we go on, why are Fridays that fall on a month's 13th day so fearful? Let's tie it into Edgar Allan Poe. You know, we know Friday the 13th is Jason, Freddy Krueger, It, The Blob, aliens, you know, anything that scares the bejesus out of us. Now, Edgar Poe saw so much of it that he embraced it. So, but did you ever wonder where the superstition this dates come from and the mysticism that surrounds it? The unsettling power of the numerals were cemented through Christianity with the story of Jesus' Last Supper and the crucifixion, in which there were 13 individuals present in the upper room on the 13th of Nisan, Monday, which is a Thursday, the night before Jesus' death on Good Friday. So in Christianity, it went down as, you know, that isn't such a lucky day. In Norse or in Viking myth, they follow a very similar version of the Christian version, believing that 13 is an unlucky number because 12 gods or 12 lords in the Viking time were having a dinner party in Valhalla, you know, the afterlife, and the trickster, the god Loki, who was not invited to this party, this dinner, arrived as the 13th guest, and he was only there because he had arranged the assassination of their leader Balder with a mistletoe-tipped arrow. So the Vikings had a very similar superstition about Friday the 13th, but it kind of came from a little bit of a different aspect. Now we got the myth that links Friday the 13th with the fall of the legendary warriors known as the Knights Templar. On a fateful Friday, more than 600 Templars were arrested, brutally tortured, getting confessions from many of their dark activities. You know, darkness cannot exist in light. So all these perceived bad luck events that we label dark or unlucky, yes, horrible, difficult times. But the one thing that all these things have in common is that they ushered in change. One way or the other, there was transformation and change. And sometimes transformation is ugly. Sometimes it's pain. Sometimes it's suffering. Like Edgar Allan Poe saw, sometimes it was tuberculosis and having your family members die. So during this dark time, instead of labeling something as dark or light, as an energetic being, we're learning to transmute the darkness, transmute and create through those times of darkness. And instead of focusing on the horrible aspects, focus on what comes next. You know, it's always darkest before the dawn. And the meaning of my readings is for us to get past the darkness. If we give hate, fear, energy to the dark things around us, then we're only adding to that, okay? So instead of even looking at Friday the 13th as something dark, let's look at it as an opportunity to transform some of our own fears. And we'll see you at your reading. Thanks for hanging out with me. All right there, Scorpions. So happy Friday the 13th to you. And I've picked the Raven spread for you today. This is a 5-card spread. It's in the shape of a raven, whereby 2 flanking cards on the right and left side resemble wings. This spread will help determine your focus and what your next step should be in the pursuit of your goals. Card number 1, where you have come from, your foundation. And this is a great card to start with. We've got Ace of Wands, and this is the card of inspiration, creativity, a very powerful energy to manifest in the physical, like to have a new beginning with someone or something or a project or something that you're very passionate about. And what I find unique about this Ace of Wands is that it shows 4 books or 4 journals are open, 4 chapters possibly laying on the table, ready to be written in, ready to be created. We see it's in a library. So I wanted to ask and get a clarifying card on this and saying, okay, Ace of Wands, this creativity, can you tell me a little bit more? And I had 2 pop out. I had the King of Cups and another ace, but an Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Now we see this King of Cups. He's the head of the family. This card depicts, not just the king, but, close immediate relatives. Like he's the mob boss, the ultimate boss card, the head of the family. This is the Godfather. And he's creative as he confirms this Ace of Wands, wanting to create or manifest a new beginning in his life. Now this king is emotionally mature. He's balanced. He's calm under pressure. He doesn't suffer drama and will drive off anyone negative or chaotic. Like he doesn't tolerate any BS. That's the bottom line. And his moral compass is strong. So we're clarifying this want to create something, to manifest something by a King of Cups. So now we have our first character. And the Ace of Pentacles, Pentacles are earth element. It's grounding. It's about abundance, maybe materialistic and worldly wealth. But with it in the reverse, he is so animate about creating something and having a new beginning because there's been a missed opportunity in the past. There's been something that he really desired, something he really wanted, but maybe he had some bad strategies, or maybe there was a bunch of delays. But now, his foundation is that he has learned from this past mistake where he missed this opportunity to manifest abundance. And now he takes that lesson forward. He's the King of Cups. He's got a very solid foundation, This could also mean that he was unable to manifest material abundance because in his heart of hearts, he truly desired something more passionate. So we did have the Ace of Pentacles, material wealth, versus the Ace of Wands, which is about your passions and desires and the creativity in his life. But whatever this was, it was an opportunity that he didn't want to miss miss out on. He is manifesting something, even if he has failed at it the first time. Card number 2 is the recent past, or the energies influencing this King of Cups most recent past. And we've got the Four of Wands. So if we thought this wasn't going to be about a relationship, this is twin flame energy, soul connection, 1111, divine masculine, divine feminine. Now, if the Four of Wands idea of this soul connection was the energy that was influencing him to recognize in the past why he didn't have this manifestation, why he saw something as a missed opportunity, and then allowing him to make the changes to come out and manifest it again with passion and desire. So a divine feminine, not gender, but energy, will definitely light a fire underneath somebody's butt. So in this Four of Wands, we see the divine feminine has been possibly waiting, thinking this thing was dead and over, while the angels and the spirit guides were arranging things in the higher realms or in the higher frequencies. The driving force was, oh man, this is a Four of Wands connection. This is someone who may have not recognized a spiritual connection when they first met somebody. So let's keep going, you guys. Let's see what else we've got. Card number 3. Your next step, Scorpio, is the Page of Cups in the reverse. Pages are the messengers, and they may bring some negative news in the reverse, or this could be the energy that you may be very disappointed in yourself for procrastinating and not coming forward with an offer. So the universe is saying, and I clarified that, and my shuffle was not even very sloppy, and I had a whole clop of cards fall out because we are asking about the next steps for this divine masculine energy. I am going to take them all. So the universe is saying the next step is to get past the disappointment of the past of not making an offer, or get past your procrastination of making an offer. But we see that he's manifesting. So I think he's done procrastinating. But this says in this clump of cards that stop procrastinating if you want to be the emperor. Emperor upright, okay? Now this emperor once again shows writing a letter. So the Ace of Wands showed pen and paper. Now we have the emperor writing a letter. It says if you want to have your 10 of Cups, you know, that brown-haired beauty working in her garden, as you see the 10 of Cups on the screen, finish writing that letter that you've tried to complete many times. Like the first card, we see 4 chapters, 4 books, 4 tries, maybe 4 years you've been trying to get this right, but your perfectionism has been kicking in and you've been unable to communicate via this letter, this message, or this email. This is the universe is saying bring a situation with possibly a twin flame into calmer waters. With the 6 of Swords, the 7 of Pentacles says you've been telling yourself the same story over and over again, procrastinating, trying not to screw something up and have a sudden death in this connection, but the procrastination has caused delays. And the universe is saying if you write the letter, if you send that email or message, it will be the final test to become that emperor, and it will allow you to get in the chariot, the final card in that clump, and that's to travel wherever this Four of Wands divine feminine character lives. The chariot can only be ridden in by the emperor and the empress. So this divine masculine wanting to come forward and have a new beginning with a divine feminine that he possibly, had a missed opportunity with in the past, and he didn't recognize it as a soul connection. The universe is saying, go through these steps, lose the perfectionism. You can jump in this chariot and you can go forward, but stop procrastinating. If you want forward movement in a connection, you have to communicate what it is you desire, what you feel, what your needs are. We've seen 3 separate cards all depicting writing a letter or sending a message. And the universe was really incredibly blunt, Scorpio, with what the next steps are. It's kind of like, oof, straight between the eyes. Now, maybe, Scorpio, this is not you, but maybe this is an energy surrounding you. Take the message that resonates with you and leave the rest. So let's look at card 4, like, wow, where you're headed. And I have got the Queen of Wands in the reverse. So although she's normally commanding and confident, she does have a shadow side. So we ask in the fourth card, where is this divine masculine headed? This doesn't sound like this is the twin flame. This is another energy. This could be a sister or a frenemy, a mother, a friend. Just because it's depicted by a divine feminine, this could be a masculine gender in divine feminine energy, and they're not in very nice energy. This is someone who is very jealous, very overbearing. This is somebody that this King of Cups considers disloyal, and it's been chaotic, and he's exhausted about a situation. So for some reason, before going to see this Four of Wands connection, he's got to stop and see this Queen of Wands in reverse, who displays their shadow side. And this is not the divine feminine in the Four of Wands. This is a third character, and it looks like this king is basically fed up, and this Queen of Wands has paid the ultimate price, losing her head. Before traveling to see the divine feminine, he must address this situation with the Queen of Wands in the reverse, who doesn't seem to be a very nice person, and she's in dark energy. She is an unhealed individual, and I wanted to ask the universe why. Why is he stopping? What relevance does a Queen of Wands in the reverse have to do with a Four of Wands connection? And we've got the Page of Pentacles, which is he has made a miraculous discovery about some type of total hoax that has to do with this queen in the reverse. And I clarified that with the Ace of Swords. And this is ravens are the messengers. And this beauty has brought the sword of truth right through someone's window and straight into their home. Maybe so that they gained a different perspective about a situation. Whatever this messenger, this raven brought, it made someone realize that the Queen of Wands in the reverse was a source of untruth, of deceit, of a hoax. Now, this Queen of Wands is not a nice character. I'm not really asking any questions about her. I'm kind of gonna just let you know that that's what I see, but I don't want to really give her much energy. So he's headed to speak his truth about a discovery, about this Queen of Wands basic bullshit. Yes, her behavior and manipulation, but about who? I mean, what was she involved in? I'm going to ask one question. So card number 5, the final card, answers the question all by itself. And this is your focus in changing or maintaining this path that this King of Cups is on. And we've got the Queen of Pentacles. Now, this queen may be middle to mid-age. We can see that she's got some gray hair. She's very grounded, nurturing, abundant, very independent. And with those spectacles, she sees everything. She's got her theater glasses there, you know, those little funny spectacles that Julia Roberts wears in Pretty Woman. You know, she's in the booth watching the opera and she can't get the... Okay, all right, I digress. So anyway, this king is focused on manifesting a new beginning with the Queen of Pentacles that he has had a missed opportunity with in the past. It looks like to me he went off and he got himself on a solid foundation in his life, that he recognized the mistake in his ways, or maybe allowing other people to manipulate or control the situation. And he recognized it though, and he steps to correct it. He now realizes that this Queen of Pentacles is his Four of Wands, a divinely orchestrated soul connection. But after procrastinating for some time, this was a procrastinator, the universe says if you want to be the emperor and take a huge spiritual leap forward in your personal growth, send the message. Send the letter, send the email, bring the situation into calmer waters, do what it takes. But you know, in summary, you guys, looking at this, all these cards in total, you know, oddly enough, I still find it weird that this King of Cups, you know, he can get in his chariot as the emperor and he can go get his 10 of Cups with his twin flame, who has been waiting for him. It showed that. He must first make this pit stop though and handle some type of business with a toxic Queen of Wands in reverse. And we don't know exactly who that queen is to this king. It can be some karmic third party situation. No matter how you look at it, is really irrelevant. But why is he headed to see this individual? It's because he's made a discovery about lies, deceit, and a total charade or hoax that may have been delivered by a messenger, by a raven. Literally, the truth came flying through a window or in a spam box or in a message unexpectedly, like the universe said, you need to see this. And whatever this message was, it was revealing the antics of this queen reverse, and he is going to handle business in regards to this. Then it looks like he'll continue on in his chariot and go bring things with this Queen of Pentacles into calmer waters, who is probably his twin flame, or at least a very important soul connection. And it looks like a case of, that karmic third party spiritual warfare going on against a twin flame connection. Now that is something us readers are getting very familiar with, and we've been picking up on these karmic connections are being cleared, whether it's a frenemy or it's a buddy or it's a parent or it's a sibling. Anybody that is giving bad advice towards the twin flames soul connection coming back into union is basically getting swept away like the wind. These dark lower energies are being exposed and cleared out so these new energies can come in and we can have new beginnings. Scorpio, this Friday the 13th shows that either this is you and you are taking big steps forward to rectify a situation with someone after a lot of growth, or this could be the possible timeline or energy of someone in your frequency that would like to come forward and fix things with you. Now, energy is fluid, it's ever changing. If you found this reading, it was meant for you to hear it, but only take what resonates and leave the rest, and understand that with all messages that you are the co-creator of your universe, and only you can decide how your life will go and what you want to experiences. These are not predictions of how your life will go. It's simply one valid peek into the energy of a possible timeline out of numerous. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Now, as a content creator, the way our channel grows is for you to add your energy by smashing that subscribe button and joining our tribe here, or hitting that like. It makes those algorithms do their work so other people can find these messages, and that's what Sunshine for the Soul is all about, is simply encouraging you and seeing the spiritual principles and the different perspectives that we can see through the tales of the tarot. And even on Friday the 13th, we can transmute dark energy of thinking we need to be fearful about something. We can be brave and step forward and have this new beginning. So I hope you enjoyed this. I will see you at your next reading. Peace and love.